all these years, something that the Twins have done since 1961 when Calvin Griffith brought the Minnesota Twins over from the Washington days into Minnesota. The caravan is all about players, front office personnel coming out and saying thank you. Thank you for your support of Twins baseball over all the years. Today we have 3 players for the Minnesota Twins. I would like to say hello first to my far left, Denard Span. In the middle, Valencia. And closer to me here, a catcher, butera. You know, I know everybody's been sitting a while. Can everybody please stand up? Just stand up. What we're going to do is put your hands over your head a little bit. All right, put them out front. Don't hit the person in front of you. Both hands now. All right, one good clap. All right, about 3 good claps. How about 20 in a row, okay? Keep going. All right, you can all sit down. I bet these guys $20 a piece that I could give them a standing ovation. I appreciate you guys doing that. I'm going to hand the mic over to Butera, and I'm just going to ask the same question, all 3 guys. Why are they on this caravan, and you know, what is next season, the coming season, what are they looking forward to? Butera.
Well, caravan to me is a way to kind of say thank you to you guys for your support and kind of show that you guys are willing to drive to us and we're willing to drive to you to say thank you. You guys show us support from all over the countries, from South Dakota, North Dakota, where I went last year, even around here, just to come to Target Field and watch us play is pretty special. So for us to come out and say thank you to you guys means a lot for us, and hopefully it means something to you. Next year we're looking to get back to playoff baseball. We'd like to get into the playoffs and hopefully a World Series.
How you guys doing? You know, for me, it's pretty much tough, obviously, when you follow Lee's mistake. It's pretty similar, but you know, I like coming out the caravan because it's our way of being able to thank you guys, you know, for the support you give us every single day. You know, it's amazing playing at Target Field, and it's amazing having a crowd that's constantly close to being sold out. It's an unbelievable feeling. It's kind of like having the 10th man on the field, it's you guys being in the stands, and it's our way to be able to come around here to these places that stretch outside of Minneapolis. You know, Twins territory is pretty big, and it's our way of saying thank you, and we really appreciate the turnout.
You asked me another question? I mean, they said it all. I mean, pretty much what they said. You know, every time I think this is my 2nd or 3rd caravan, and you know, every time I come out, it's just fun to see the faces of the fans. You know, outside of Minnesota, I mean Minneapolis and St. Paul. You guys are true fans, and you know, it's just fun to see you guys. We appreciate you guys' support. We need it. You know, last year was a tough year for us. But just stick with us. We promise that you know, this year is going to be a new year. We're going to come back, and I got a good feeling. A lot of people are counting us out, but you know, as long as we have you guys on our side, you know, we'll believe.
Thank you very much, guys. You know, the caravan always coincides with Twins Fest. How many people have been to Twins Fest? Yeah, thank you again for your support here. If you have not been there, the Twins Fest this year is back at the Metrodome, where it was not last year because I guess the roof collapsed or something. But you know, it's 3 full days of having the opportunity to come down on the floor at Metrodome and get autographs, and there's venues there that you get a chance. And while you're there, if you get a chance to go by number 3, they have them numbered. Come on by a booth that my wife Gail and I have for Parkinson's. We're raising money for Parkinson's at that booth, so. Anybody at Twins Fest get an opportunity to come by and say hello. I'll be signing there periodically at the show. But what I'd like to do is open it up to question and answers. We'll ask the questions. I expect you guys have the answers and everything. But any questions you'd like to ask these 3 gentlemen? Just by a show of hands. Anybody? Somebody has to start. Yes, sir, back there. You're thinking of Ben Revere. I know they all look alike, but it's Ben Revere. You said that you were in the top 10 place. Oh, Danny, or were you talking about Denard? He was on bloopers, he said. All right, how about the next question? Very nice question, though. Hey, knucklehead, right here. What do you got? You got a question?
Do we have baseballs?
Oh, and the young man says, does Denard's fan have any baseballs? Do you have any baseballs with you, Denard?
Yeah, I got a couple. No, we brought a couple baseballs.
But baseballs. Yes, sir, way back there. Say it loud, please. I'll repeat it.
I almost just said something, but hey.
The question was, it's for myself and Denard. If Denard was at the plate, would he lay down a bunt because I'm too old to get to it? But just remember, Denard, it's hard to hit on your ass, okay?
How hard did you throw?
I can throw really hard. I got a little bruise.
About 86 or what?
I hit 90.
You hit 90? Oh,
I think one time I was clocked at 95.
Wow.
Yeah.
One time?
Yeah, you gonna bunt on me?
Nah, I probably would sit back on that big looping
Plus,
curveball.
you know what? If you were up and I was on the mound, I'd tell Danny to play in closer. Take the bunt away. That's what I would do.
I don't know.
Make you slap it by him if you could catch up to my 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
90-mile-an-hour pitch?
Well, it's coming down now.
I don't know.
Then I'd hook you to death. That's
what I'd be looking
Just
for.
don't take it down the first baseline. I can't get there. I'm too old.
Now you are, but in your prime.
I still couldn't get over that. Hey, Ken Herbeck over there. Yeah, that's really going to help.
I have a question for the Sam. I'm over here,
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am. What kind of what?
Bazooka.
What kind of bubble gum? What kind of bubble gum do you guys chew during a ball game?
Bazooka. Wrigley's. You name it, we got it.
I tell you, there's a lot of women out here, I'm sure, that love to clean their house, and the last thing you want to do ever is after a ball game, go down into the dugout and just see the floor. I mean, sunflower seeds all over the place, guys spitting. It's a disgusting habit these guys have. They make quite a mess out of
Snickers,
the dugout.
Snickers.
And Snickers, yes.
My question's for Denard's fan. I know that you, a big thing in sports right now is concussions, and I know you dealt with one last year. Have you done anything differently in the off season to help that? I fill in the blank. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, last year I saw a few doctors. Flew around the country, but I was fortunate and blessed to meet a doctor in my hometown in Tampa, and he's put me through a diet to kind of clean my system up and get me off some of the supplements that I took last year. During the off season to work out, all legal supplements. So just to kind of to get my brain back to working naturally. And I'll probably say that's the biggest thing that I've done this off season. Going to the chiropractor once a week, getting adjusted, and I've changed my diet completely. So those are the biggest things.
All three of these guys, I mean, their careers are just starting. Danny Valencia, 2 years ago when he first came up in June, I think he ended up hitting over 300, 311, I believe, his first year last year. 246, was it? Yeah, but he went 72 RBIs, 15 home runs. What have you learned, say, from year 1 to year 2? Now, what do you take into year 3?
I feel like each year you play, you have more and more experience, and you have like this database in your head that have guys that pitched you. You've been around the league, you know what a little bit more to expect. You know how they got you out. You know the pitcher's tendencies, depth, and just the scouting that you get. The constant adjustments you're gonna have to make. You just learn from all your experiences, and I think that each year for every player, they should progressively be smarter. Maybe it won't translate statistics-wise, but I feel like you'll be able to know more what's coming, what to expect as years come.
You keep a book or anything on pitchers?
I keep mental.
Okay.
Right up there.
Because there are a lot of guys I know Kurt Schilling had a book on every, and I was the same as you. I didn't need to write down. I remember when a guy hit a home run. I hope I didn't throw that same pitch again. Sometimes I did, though. For 2 years, I worked on a loan pitch. I loaned it out. And, those 2 years that I gave up 96 home runs, my family, when they came to a ball game, they wanted seats out in left field. So while I was pitching, but true, you handle a lot of pitchers, and of course, it all comes down to pitchers because pitchers are the best athletes on the field. But when you go out, and I think a lot of people might want to know, when you go out to talk to, say, let's take Carl Pavano, for example. When you go out and talk to him, are you saying, hey, you're not hitting the spot? What's that conversation about out on that mound?
It's funny you say that, as I don't really get a whole lot of words in when I go out there. If something happens in the game where I go out for a situation just to try to calm him down or give him a breath, before I can even get a word out, he's either yelling at me to get back to home plate, yelling at the umpire, yelling at Danny, asking where somebody's playing. And so it's like, I really can't say anything to him during the game. A lot of times people see me go out there and like, oh, what do you ask? Like just what Bert said. A lot of times we just stand in silence. So I give it a break, Let you calm down and I'll go back to the plate. But with other guys, it's, like Bert said, okay, hey, let's try to, work the outside corner a little more, or, get your arm extended, or just maybe something, little keys or tips that they know for themselves personally that will help them get back on track. But with, like you say, Carl, it's a prayer every time I go out there, hoping I don't get yelled at. It's usually my fault I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, so we have a question here.
This question is for Danny Valencia. I have to ask it for my daughter. She's in love with you. Anyway. She loves it when I embarrass her. When did you know that baseball was your true passion?
Look at your daughter blush. Before I answer that, we were in Jordan yesterday, and we had an opportunity to go to a middle school, so I think it was 6th, 7th, 8th graders, maybe 7th, 8th, 9th graders. I felt like I was with the Jonas Brothers. And Drew and Danny. I mean, these girls were screaming. But go ahead, Danny. I didn't mean to interrupt.
When I growing up, obviously, when you're playing a sport, every kid's dream is like, hey, I want to be a professional athlete, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, hockey. I always played baseball, but I always really liked basketball. It's a whole different story. Don't want to get into that. How I got cut 5 times. 6th to 10th grade, my mom made me try out. Talking about embarrassing. I was like, I don't want to try out anymore. But I always knew that baseball is something you dream of doing. And as you get older and you play up at high school baseball and college baseball, it's like, wow, it'd be cool just to play professional baseball. And as you're around and you're playing, you realize that if you work hard, you catch some breaks, because there's a lot of luck involved in it. Eventually you'll be able to, achieve what you really, set out to do. So, I mean, it starts when you're young, but it's a goal that I've kept, and, I've been lucky enough to fulfill it, but it's tough to stay here.